Welcome to EVTV, our wonderful program, EVTV. We are moving ahead with our program today. As you know, we are broadcasting from Kinshasa, the capital city of the Democratic Republic of Congo. And today we are again coming to discuss about justice and democracy. We try to see what can be the contribution of the young generation in the development of this wonderful country, the Democratic Republic of Congo. We know that this country have enough to sustain development, not only for the country, but for the African continent entirely. And we need to boost the young people who represent one of the very important percentage in the contribution of population of the country. And today, I'm not alone. I'm together with my colleague, Nadège NKOSI, who is moving ahead together with me to present the program. So, Nadège, good morning.
Morning.
How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
How was your weekend?
It was great.
What is your own mindset or thinking about the young generation, the youth, as youth you are also because you are a young lady? What can be your contribution in sustaining development of this country?
Thank you for asking. The youth of this country, they must contribute with the education, the culture, and everything of this country. For the youth must development in this. They must do developed in this country.
So how do you think they can be able to reach the objectives of Millennium of Development that is directed by the government? Because the government said they have enough program for the youth in educational sector, on many sectors, cultural, sport as well. But how can they ask the youth to fully implicate, because them they believe to have enough to sustain the development of the country by implicating the young generation? Because 65 to 70% is the population, the youngest population in the whole world are in Africa, as well in DRC. So what can be their own contribution? What can be your contribution? Because you are among the youth, you are among the young generation. What do you think can be your own portion to make this country great tomorrow?
Thank you. First thing that it's the education of school. When youth finish their school, they must look for something to do. And the government also must help them to give them the chance to work, to do something in the future, because many of youth saying that they are not doing things because there's no work in this country. That's why they are just like that. I'm asking for the development of this country. They must try to help the youth of this generation or this DRC for the work. They must know how to do something. They must put many things for them to be high and to work nicely in future. Maybe if today they are just like that, in future maybe they can do some person, a special person, or they can be a president, a minister, or what, but I'm asking just they must be helped to the government of this DRC.
Even that's great, there must be help from the government. But we can also see a great institution, one of the wonderful organizations in the country, the National Service, that has been directed by General Kasongo Kabwik, who went out to pick all the young people that all these area boys, all these people in the street. They went to pick all of them to try to see if they can teach them something. And I think the result is produced today. We can see many of them, of these young people that they were calling Kuluna those days, but they went in the National Service, directed by General Kasongo Kabwik, with the implementation of the head of state. They are now trying to deliver wonderful job. We can see many of them are builders now, like we are calling them the builders. Kulunas transformed to builders. So they are building house, they are making some bench from different kind of school. They are also trying to put some chair in different school in the country because they are not working hard and they are paid. I think the government is trying to take that kind of signal so that they will continue to promote the implication of the young people in the society. But for me to say, with all my own experience, I think you have chance to travel to different country. In our level, do you think we are progressing or we are in stagnation?
I can say we are in stagnation because if I see the way in the country that I was, but if I see the youth of that country and the youth of DRC, we are not the same. We are not the same because our mentality of the youth of this of DRC are different of other youth of other country. That's the problem. My problem also, they must change the mentality of every youth of this country. If they change it, we can see that everything must be good for them. The problem is the mentality, that I can say.
Okay, to change the mentality is what also the government is talking about. The head of state is also talking about changement of mentality, and we believe our young generation will also implicate themselves, because what we really want is to develop this country, to move forward, and let's be legacy, be implemented among all the people that are governing the country, so that tomorrow the masses will keep on remembering them, remembering their leadership, what they was able to do. So today, we have many issues that contribute to the development of the country, but we also have many sectors that still need to be boosted, like educational sector. We can see many young people are going to school, but few of them are really succeeding in learning. That's why you see many of the young generation now, they are running after to seek for job. But we have also young generation who are able to let themselves pass through the university. We can see today they are building company, they are trying to create job, and they are moving ahead with it. I think this is one of the greatest things so far that we have seen in this country. And I think in the coming time, we will have more. That is the reason why I was trying to tell you or to ask you, what can be the result, the outcome of result, if all the young people in this country decided to implicate themselves in the development of the country? What do you believe, by your own experience, can be the outcome of it?
Thank you. I believe that if the government helps them, first the education, if every youth must learn something. Every youth must learn something. They must start in the school, primary school, the secondary school, and the university. And that in the university, they must know what they will do to help the government one day. That I can say. And the government also must not put also they must put too much school for them. And those schools also must be very, very good, must be the very good education for them also. Because if they know the good education, they must not do something one day. They must not do something one day or in life. The government, we ask the government, they must also talk to people who are building the school.
Who are building school, yes.
Yes, people who are building the school, they must also try to put the school fees down. They must not start putting that school fees up or high, because our parent also doesn't have enough money for paying too much money for us. That's why we can see too much people. That's why we can see that too much youth, they are not studying, they are doing those things, kuluna, they are cutting people the bag, doing rubbish things. And it's because of the school fees also it's high, and the parents don't have enough money for it. That's what I can say.
Okay, poverty is one of the signals that makes the parent, like say, my colleague, Nadège NKOSI, poverty is one of the signals. Many families are so poor that they can't send their children to school. But we know that from a time, the government decided to try to put in place a system that will let the primary school to be completely free in the country. Those are the kind of things that will always move the country forward. But we were surprised that the issue was moving, but it's now they have tried to drop. But Nadège,
Yes.
I think what General Kasongo Kabwik is doing in national service concerning all the Kulunas, because they want to be Kulunas, they want to remain Kulunas, but General Kasongo Kabwik have packaged them. All of them send them in Katanga to learn something. And today the product have been seen. We can see many of them are coming on holiday, and they are trying to congratulate all these people that implicate in the progress of the country with the youth. That is the reason why I believe now. This is my question. Like sports sector, where we can see many young generation to fight for the country, do you believe this time around what we expect will be the reality? Because all of them are young people, the youth, to qualify to the World Cup from this last game that remain with Senegal. This is what we all hope. Are you sure that Senegal will be able to try to make it, or we are the one making it and we will succeed because of the implication of our players? When you look at, for example, the Congolese people in different countries in the world, they have one of the largest diaspora, one of the largest population living abroad of this country. So they are coming after Egypt and another country like this, the largest one. So what we expect that all those their children that today, like joke, they are composing a great number of children. They have the same right to be claiming Congolese nationality. They have the same right to be claiming Congolese citizenship. But what is more important is that they can come with their West mentality to try and show us what we can be able to do, because they have enough capacity to do that. But my own question is that it is not concerning where you are, but what can you do for your country? It is not concerning what you can expect from the country to do for you, but where are you, where you are before you to be able to do something. So all those young generation, do you think they are going ready to succeed with that challenge, especially in our country that have many problems? You were talking about those bills that they will put on the road so that everybody should be throwing their portion inside the basket. They will prefer whether to steal the basket or carry that dustbin away. And this is a great challenge. Throwing all the dustbin everywhere in the street where you are. You can even see one of the young people inside the car. He just decided to throw that banana flock on the street. What do you think can be really what we must do for us to get enough result and move our country forward?
Thank you. I will say just for our country to move out, it's good for the people of this country must first change the mentality. When they put the many dustbin on the street, they must start obey what they are saying, because we like to see our country clean. It's not that our country must be dirty everywhere, because we can see that they're saying our country also is a dirty country in the world. But it's very, very shameless of us. We can't do it. We must put everything, we must in our head, and we must obey what the government is saying. That's the problem. Yes. Congolese also listen what they're saying, because when they are putting dustbin, it's for helping our country. It's also helping you to clean the country. Not just they are putting there in for you people to steal, to go and put it in your house and then doing something with it. No, it's to clean our country. Like where I was in South Africa, if you see you are walking somewhere, you will see many dustbin. People also, their mentality are very nice. And there is also, I didn't say that there is not some other places that are not clean. There is also other places that are not clean there in South Africa, but it's not like in capital or other province, but it can be in the village far away that you can see those places also are dirty. But in the capital, like Kinshasa, this Kinshasa must be very clean because it's capital of DRC Congo. We must please people, we must change our mentality, leave our country to be clean.
Yes, what you are saying is very important, but I would like you to know something. You know, let's talk about the mining sector. When we have plenty youth, many of the young generation that are working in different mining career, in different mining sectors, they are only doing with industrial mining sector. But we forget that the higher technology today must implicate most of the young generation, most of the youth in the country. They can see Samsung today, they can see all this phone, they can see all this Apple, they can see all this Starlink, everything that has been made in foreign country, but they can't really take an idea of how those things must be made. But all those resources is coming from this country, is coming from the eastern part of the country, where we can see people are ready to fight so that they will take the treaty mineral resources. That is very important to develop this country. But what is a sad news is that our own young people, they don't understand the capacity of the country. The young generation, even people who are trying to take their life moving forward in this country, they don't know how wonderful is this country, what can be the implication of this country in the developing sector, not only in Kinshasa, DRC, but also in different neighborhood countries, and why not in Africa country. So this country has a major role to play in Africa as well, in the world, the Democratic Republic of Congo. But what we want is that we should take care of our young generation. We will try to explain to the government to try to do something so that our future generation must be secure. Because what we are doing today will guarantee exactly where we are going to be tomorrow. And to build a country, you must secure the future of the youth generation. That is the reason why I believe with all this progress we are moving on, we will make it. Now, we are moving to the other sectors like sport, or we have done also mining sector. We also did something about educational sector. Now, agricultural. How do you believe that this country can provide industrial agricultural sector by implicating the young people so that they should be able to bring result? We always see how all those movements, they are going to try to do something in the forest, in everywhere. But imagine that the industry in this country try to implicate themselves in agricultural sector. I think all these boys and girls, they will be useful from the country, isn't it?
Yes.
They will be very useful from the country. And again, you have to know something. What is important for us is not that we should just move ahead to try to do something, but we should secure the young people, our future generation, by trying to give them some direction, and the kind of direction that we promote and give them enough it takes to leave legacy in your own country. That is the reason why tonight we are ready to try to say it again. We are ready to perform what is together with us. We are ready because we say something, the implication of the young generation in the development of the country, DRC. So we hope all of you will be able to do something. All of you will be able to try to implicate your children, all your nephew, everyone that came for holiday. You can help them, you can think them, you can make them to know that the only way they can leave legacy in the country is to implicate themselves in the development of the country. It is not a matter that concerns all people or government, but it concerns all. That is the reason why tonight we are trying to explain the reason why we must move ahead with our young generation so that we should celebrate a country that will be developed, a country that will make things ready. Thank you, Nadège, for being with me in this wonderful program. And I hope it will not be the last, because we will have many topics that we try to engage again for the goodness of this wonderful country we call the Democratic Republic of Congo. Have a good day. May God bless you. And we also say thank you. See you next time. Remain coached in this wonderful program on EVTV, the greatest TV so far, broadcasting from the Democratic Republic of Congo. Goodbye.